this unit, I'm actually going to cover the property cycle and how you as a property investor can understand property cycles and work out when to and perhaps when not to invest. Although truth be known, property cycles are really for property speculators, whilst time, as opposed to timing, time is what's really important for property investors. To better emphasise that, I like to use these two charts that for West Australian clients are produced by realestate.com or realestatewesternaustralia.com, but I'm sure in other states, every one of the states' institutes will produce a similar chart. In this case, we've got one chart that's produced in 1985, and then we have another chart that's produced in 2012. And these charts represent the median house price, something we've already discussed in another unit, but they represent the median house price of a typical residential house in any particular suburb. So if we take the suburb of Osborne Park, which is the suburb that our office happens to be in, and we have a look in 1985, that a typical house built or for sale in 1985 was, if we zero in on it, $48,000. So don't take my word for it. Let's have our cameraman zero in on it and tell you that in 1985, the average residential house price was $48,000. That same investment in Osborne Park in 2012, if I can find Osborne Park on our map, is $483,000. If our cameraman can zero in on that, $483,000. That's $48,000 in 1985, $483,000 in 2012. Yes, that's 27 years, but 27 years of growth from $48,000 to $483,000. That's a tenfold increase. Now, during that time, there have been tax changes, there have been Asian crises, there was the introduction of GST, and of course there's been the global financial crisis. So if you were trying to be a property speculator and not a property investor, and you've been waiting for the right time, would have you actually got in at $48,000? And would you now have an investment property that's worth $483,000? Or are you still on the sidelines, waiting for all the ingredients to be right? So property investment is about time and not as much about timing. Timing is herd mentality. Timing is fickle. Timing relies upon having all the ingredients perfectly aligned. Property investment, on the other hand, is about using good property fundamentals and allowing yourselves plenty of time to make sure that your property investment can actually perform. By time, we refer to 7 to 10 years. Now look, sometimes you can be really lucky. Sometimes you can get involved in a property investment and within 2 or 3 years it's already outperforming your expectations. But you know, my advice to you is to err on the side of caution. My advice to you is to allow yourself time. My advice to you is to buy a property, making sure it's well within your affordability so that you can last the time that's required. My advice to you is to make sure that you have some savings put aside on the off chance that your tenant may move out or your house requires some repairs so that time can be on your side. But if you follow time, $48,000 to $483,000 is something that can happen just for you with your own property investment. If you would like more information about Limitless Real Estate, please visit our website www.limitlessrealestate.com.au.